The Rise of Africa, the continent, the diaspora, and BRICS explores the relationships that are affecting the global economy right now. This book explores the relationships of the African diaspora's influence on the African continent and why this is important in stabilizing relationships with an understanding of how BRICS impacts the future, good or bad. You can order your copy of The Rise of Africa today on Amazon.com. Neo-diplomacy is the new currency. Neo-diplomacy is the new currency. The reason that I can say that is you have a couple of different factors occurring right now as we speak on the world stage. The dollar is being disrupted. Nations are no longer wanting to engage with the United States. But the third factor that affects each and every one of us is that there is a diaspora from the African continent that's willing and able to engage our brothers and sisters on the continent. Shalom, Salama, Siyemi, Shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you're a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. I welcome you this morning. This morning, which is a very interesting morning. And the reason I say that it's interesting is that you have here going on a time, excuse me, a time where we haven't really understood. I know I haven't. I haven't really grasped just the sign of the times per se. But you know it's bad when they want our people out there protesting. And I'm going to say this. Of course, my opinion is, and has always been, why do you want us on out there protesting? And the reality of the situation is they want us protesting simply because Honestly, they want us to be the shields that they have been accustomed to us being. It's not real until we get on out there, because why? Because it's our voice and it's our power that they want. It's always been that way. Do not get it twisted. It has always been that way. But let me tell you the way that this is now going on. We're seeing a very dramatic situation occurring. A situation in which our people are finally beginning to realize that their power and their authority that had been usurped, because not knowing who you are allows you to be ignorant of the amount of power that people have over you and utilize for their own benefit and self gain, their self grandizement. And they don't care when they throw you on out there, because you are a victual and they're just playing their part as the RPG. They're playing their part as literally instructed by their flesh. They're playing their part. That we usually do not see or try to take for granted, as no, they want us, they want us to succeed. They want us to be happy. They want us to live our best life. They want us to not go back to, segregation era and everything else. And then you have to ask the real questions. Excuse me. Those real questions are, why right now? Why all of a sudden? And people don't want to ask those questions of why. They don't want to be forced, because it's real easy to say, well, it's just the right thing to do. Isn't that easy? Just the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Why are you requiring me to say any more? I'm telling you that it's the right thing to do. And then the reality hits that they get mad, because when you are asking them questions, it becomes a place of, well, you shouldn't ask me that. Why are you saying this? And I have to say, I am very happy to see that our people are asking the right questions. Because these questions weren't asked before. And now what that means is that there holds and therein lie holds a certain accountability. Because as a people, we weren't holding them honestly accountable. We could hold ourselves accountable. We could say, hey, I need to scrutinize us. We scrutinize ourselves more than we scrutinize them. Them folk. Because it's always been the requirement to look at us as, oh, we're good for nothings. Oh, we're throwing the con, throwing the game, a scam, a game. Oh, because why? Because that's what they've told us. We have inherited their lies, and then now we have thrown off their lies, and now we're seeing everything that they're trying to do is blown up in their face. You know, the funny thing is, the Most High gave me this scripture. We were in because we're in a time. I don't know if you all realize this. We're in a time of rest and reflection. This is Passover season. I love it as I hear our people actually proclaim spiritual proclamations. They don't even realize what they're saying has a spiritual intent. They don't even realize that they're actually fulfilling the Most High's word. Oh my goodness. They don't even realize that they're playing out Jeremiah 50 in front of their faces. Why? Because Judah is looking thitherward. Judah is looking into ourselves. Judah is looking into our mount. And our mount is our own self governance. Come on now. I'm about to hit you with some things. Here we go. I got to get into here. This is Proverbs chapter 26. Let me share this screen. This is a very meaty conversation. I was trying to get some things done in the background to set this up. But the Most High had me up at 4:30 this morning. And I said, okay, Father, I said, I want to be able to speak how you want me to speak. But it's funny that as I'm in there, I had some things on my mind and things of that nature. I said, well, you're gonna share with me something. But here we go. Isaiah, or excuse me, this is Proverbs chapter 26. As snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless, causeless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. See, all these things are in occurrence because these are natural orders of correction and being corrected. We do not need to be in the way of them being foolish. Do you see what's happening? A foolish nation trying to correct themselves is going to lead to folly because there's no standard of correction. I said this a while ago. How can they judge themselves when they have no standard to judge? It is a recipe for disaster. Let me keep going. Oh, this is so meaty. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. No, we're not protesting. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. If we do what they're asking to do, it's only going to be more foolish. And they're going to have the answer that they can control us, and then they're going to do more and more and more. We're done with that game. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. Ooh, emotional damage. The legs of the lame are not equal. So is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth the stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. Mm. As a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouths of fools. The great Yahuwah that formed all things, both rewardeth the fool and rewardeth transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Are you realizing that we're not returning to our folly? Do you realize right now the parable of the wicked not being in the kingdom of Yahuwah? And they're out in the dogs with the dogs and having the gnashing of the teeth. Do you understand that? Because why? Because all they're going to do is continue to do their own destruction continually. They know what's coming, they see what's happening. This is to me another case in point of how the end of our captivity is the end of their perpetual foolishness, which is their captivity. Their captivity is that they're going to continue to be on the loop of foolishness until they are fully destroyed. It's not that you're going to see them fully destroyed all of a sudden when we leave. No, their destruction is going to come to fullness generations after us. Our generations after us are going to be asking, how did we ever get enslaved by them? How were we ever captive by them? How did we ever fall to that? Proverbs 26:12. Seest thou a wise man in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. Do not think that we're wise in our own eyes. Because in all of these things, we have to continue to remain humble and practice humility, lest we become like that fool. The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way. A lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom. It grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife, belonging not to him, is like one that taketh the dog by the ears. That's an applicable verse. This ain't our fight. I'm not going to take that dog by the ears. You want to deal with racism and white supremacy? We're going to leave that alone. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is a man that deceiveth his neighbor and saith, am not I in sport? Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. And so, where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. We don't need to provide any more fuel for their fire. As coals are to burning and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Mm. That's a word. See, a lot of these words are spoken in due season. And then when we experience it in due season, then we have a better reflection of what we're getting ready to see. It's amazing how much of our people are drowning out the nonsense of the agency that is had amongst our people. Go on out here, do your thing, go on out here. And now they're realizing that their agency can't measure up to how the Most High is moving on his people. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. But we want you to get on out there and protest. Oh, now all of a sudden you want to speak fair. The word says, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whoso hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. See, that's why that was the keystone cat or verse right here in Proverbs 26:27. They're trying to dig pits for us. but they're falling into their own pit. They're trying to roll a stone for us, but they're crushing themselves over the stone that they're trying to roll. This is why I'm telling you, this to me, I have never been so, I would say, joyous. Yeah, are there challenges? Absolutely. But this to me is the most joyous time that I've ever had, especially in this awakening. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. Are these folks not being afflicted? Is this why they want us to protest? And a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Isn't this economy going to be so bigly and great and great and bigly and great? Come on now. As Brother Jacob would say, come on. Also, please support Brother Jacoba's sister, Ashonda, Ashonda Naya McCants. Her new book, Israelite: How to Know Your Identity Without Losing Your Savior, and Jacoba Aveo's True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites. It is on sale right now by visiting Amazon. You can also pick up my book, The Rise of Africa, the Continent that Dies For, and Bricks. We're now seeing these things happening, but I want to go into here, Ecclesiastes chapter 10. We were on this last week, but I want to have this scripture right here. Right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. And whosoever breaketh a hedge, bushes, the brush, going off of paths, breaking paths, a serpent shall bite him. See, understand that these protests, they're not here by accident. These protests are setups. And as these protests are setups, we must be wise to avoid them. Hey, if they want to protest, let them have at it. I'll be watching the protest from my couch. I'll be watching the protest honoring Shabbat during the Passover that I plan on honoring during that time as my week. See, you may have to understand when the real times of the season are, because those are the times that they want to set up their rituals. I'm telling you. I know a lot of our folks have all sporadic dates in April. Okay, I get it. I never said I was an authority. But I've always told you, when they want us to sin the most, when they have a certain date for us to sin the most, don't disrespect their king. Don't fall into their folly. The Most High sets up rulers and authorities. We're gonna be under rulership under the righteous and the rulership under the wicked. That's the Most High who appoints the kings and the rulers. We dealt with it in the Sumerian Babylonian Empire, in Egypt, and Rome, and Greece. And now we're dealing with it here. And now, do you understand their last act of trying to get us to rebel and to be wiped out and obliterated? Understand, we have to wipe ourselves out. Understand, they are pulling Balaam. If you don't know who you are, right here at this time on April 5th, are you kidding? Well, I guess to me, they kind of confirmed the date of the real Passover because that's the date that they want to have their defiance at its highest. And they really, really want us to be there. Because why? Because that's their shedding of blood. That's us as the Passover sacrificial lamb. That's us. So then they can have a sacrifice so they can stay on top with our innocent blood shed because there's no fault. There'll be no fault found in Judah. They'll try to search for the iniquity of Israel. What can they find? Nothing. I mean, you all really get what I'm saying? I don't go off of, well, I think that my time is the right time. I think that my calendar is the right calendar. But now, all of a sudden, April 5th, right on Shabbat, right at the start of the Passover season. You really can't make that up. I'm just saying, family. You really can't make that up. People can be hurt and offended because they did all sorts of scholarly research and put together calendars and things of that nature. Hey, okay. Hallelujah. But when you see them on out here with this full rigor, understand what you may think in your mind physically. When they understand spiritually, no, they get it. They're telling you exactly what season it is because they're telling you how they want you to sin against Yahuwah, the greatest. See, we walk covered under the blood. of Yahushua HaMashiach. We walk covered under his blood, which gives us spiritual discernment so we can, yes, as Love for My Family states, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. No, I'm not on out here to just step into one booby trap after one booby trap after one booby trap. I'm sorry, I'm done with that. And it's a nice thing too to see these posts here on X. All of these things going on. You could tell it's all planned because why? Because they're getting all of the media attention. We're sending a loud message. I'm happy to see that they realized white liberals. Okay, thank you. I've seen countless videos of people of color telling people to stay home, that it's not their fight. Okay. Yep. Very, very interesting how it is. April 5th is supposed to be a world walkout to protest what's going on. This is from Heinz 57. Black people, sit your expletives, derrieres out of it. We did our protesting on November 4th. Now it's on the ones who voted for this mess, have to do the work. Don't go, because if anything happens, we'd be the first ones getting attacked. From OK, I don't want one black person attending these protests April 5th. Save it for the other folks. You can go on and on and on. I'm sorry. I am so happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Clapping like Nutty Professor with Sherman. Oh, it's going to be a massive world of chaos. 7 abominations in their heart. Because why? Because we know the setup that they're trying to do to us. Please keep y'all black behinds in the house or at work April 5th. The protest is not for us. It's a setup for us. That's from Sariq. I saw I saw one video. This person was getting out of bed. It was on TikTok, but I think it was Niacin or the one Belinda Stranad. They were getting their shoes on, getting ready to protest and get out the door. It was April 5th. It says, the voice from the ancestors. Sit your black behinds down. I gotta find that video. That was hilarious. I had to bust out laughing. Lion Pride, thank you for the gift. Hallelujah. Sit your black man be home. And then they went right back to their bed and they covered up. Oh, oh, it's too funny. It's too funny. Oh, oh man. Yeah, give me a second, J0. Let me get that. Oh, all right. Give me just a second. Okay. Don't shut my channel down, J0. Here we go.
Real question. Would you leave the country right now if you had the means to? Would you leave the country if you had the means to? Or do you want to fight? Real question.
Mm, that's a good question. Thank you, J0, for blowing up my program, and I stepped right into the booby trap. Our own people. No, no. All right. I got to do this. I got to do this. Got to do this. Here we go. Go ahead, take a listen at this because this is.
Real question. Would you leave the country right now if you had the means to? Would you leave the country if you had the means to? Or do you want to fight? Real question. Would you leave the country right now if you had the means to? Would you leave the country if you had the means to? Or do you want to fight?
This is Jeremiah 50. This is Jeremiah 50. I want to come here. Starting at verse 4. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together. Going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahuwah, their Elohim. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces to the word, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains, these governments, these institutions. Protest for us, protest for us. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. And now, if you see these videos, they're saying, look, we need a rest. I get that we need to rest. I understand that, but the reality is, how can you rest in a place that wants you dead? That's my question. We're not playing stump the chump. We're not coming out with brain teasers. We're not trying to be disingenuous in the approach of asking these questions. We're just trying to understand. Help us to understand. How do you rest in a place that wants you dead? Because people are now saying they are tired. And why are they tired? Jeremiah 15:6. They have forgotten their resting place. Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, the habitation of justice, even Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as he goats before the flocks. What is happening right here, right now on TikTok? Our people are being he goats. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. They're all out here trying to get us there. Tarsha says, I can't wait to see this protest March, April 5th. This is not our fight. But I'm sure I'm going to see a few black folks looking crazy as heck because they didn't get the memo. It never fails. I still love my people, though. Man. Virgil Davis, Black America will not join the April 5th protest. It's not our problem. That was the video. that was, oh, all of these things happening, and nobody really understands the spiritual implication of what's happening. This isn't just for any reason. It's for when, as we're getting out of our captivity, oh, understand. We got to pass through these gates. We're passing through these rods of iron, and it's nothing nice. We're being winnowed, and it's nothing nice. We can laugh, we can joke, we can say what we're going to say. The reality is this: We're seeing the hand of the Most High moving on behalf of his people. We're seeing the hand of the Most High moving. And if you haven't recognized his hand for quite a while, you're going to say it's the ancestors, you're going to say it's this, you're going to say it's that. Because let's just face it, a lot of our people's spiritual antennas have been broken, have been bent up, have been marred, have been surgically removed in certain cases. They have to rely on other people, some of our own folks, to help them to discern and have clarity. Because when they've trusted in this system, they know that they are being destroyed. They know that they're being eaten by the wolves, and they need help getting away. And this is what's happening. The very first step to healing is to rest. And the very first step to resting, well, really salvation, is to say, I give up. I can't fight this fight. I can't do these things. No, it's not my power. No, it's not my authority. No. But we need you. We need you. Stop being an energy vampire. Because why? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to continue to feed off of your favor and your righteousness. Let me suck the last bit of that marrow out of you. Because if you didn't know, they're losing life right in front of our faces. And like always, they want us to fall into the booby trap. Yeah, some of our people are going to fall into it. We already know that. But I thank the Most High that a majority of our people are waking up and getting the message. Because I'm sorry, if you can't see what is happening in front of your faces right now, this is a spiritual endeavor that is happening because no man can claim this. Well, I was the one that said this. I was the one. I was me. That was me. No, no man can claim it. This is the Most High right here, and isn't it wonderful seeing Him move, seeing His power, and seeing His authority? I think it's wonderful, and I certainly believe that as our people are responding, our people, understand. No, you got to understand this. Because we did not respond, we're going to get an even more negative backlash. Oh, wait until April 6th or 7th. Oh, persecution season. This isn't Passover season. This is going to be persecution season. Just watch. Just wait. Mm. Then why are you even here in this country? Just watch. Just wait. If you don't want to contribute, if you don't want to do, why are you here? Just watch. Just wait. With that, family, I got to get rolling. You'll see me tomorrow over at Q2A. Thank you, family, for your prayers, your support. I appreciate it. That's what helps. That's what allows for me to keep doing what I'm doing. I like doing what I do, but there are instruments that help for me to do what I do, especially on platforms like this, on YouTube and also on Facebook. So your support does go a long way. No matter how great, no matter how small, I definitely appreciate it, each and every one of you all. And that's how you're able to support. So with that said, family, I do have to get going. I have some young minds that are literally waking up, and it is awesome to see them waking up. I was talking yesterday, they took a little standardized test. I said, look, you have to understand what's happening. You're being trained, but you're really not being educated. And it was a young Hebrew. He gives me some heartache, but he had spoken on up, and I love hearing when the kids speak from their hearts. So, Mr. Copeland, he said people don't even care that the moon is turning into blood. It kind of interpreted in his own manner. I said, yeah, you're right. I said, do you know what that signifies? I said, I can't even tell you what it signifies because I would be fired from the moment that I uttered something. He said, so why do I need to care about this? I said, it's not caring about understanding all the answers. I said, what I'm trying to teach you is how to articulate, how to respond, and how to provide a good communication tool so you're able to help other people understand things. I said, see, you have knowledge and you have understanding. So now you need to put that knowledge and understanding to good use. He came up to me after the class and he busted on out Revelation. I said, I see, I knew we were on the same wavelength. He said, yeah, you're right, Mr. Copeland, you're right. I said, there it is. You done made my day. Was that bright shining star shooting across with the rainbow? Du-du-du-du. All right, let me get up on out of here. All right, family. Y'all have a blessed one. Shalom, salama, siyami, shalom. Peace and blessings, Yasharel.